Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony. This is your Wrexham latest news and update show, The Breakfast Club, for Wednesday, April 9th. Yes, it's a hump day. It is Wednesday, but we are here, and we're here to talk a little bit about Wrexham, what we love to do, which is great. As you can see on the thumbnail, it says Parkinson has an injury update. Yes, and it involves J-Rod and Dobbo. Not huge news, but something as we go off. There we go. My phone goes crazy. Not huge news, but a little bit of news, and I think it's going to Really? Okay, I'm gonna now it's getting muted. Now it's getting muted. There you go. Sorry about that. Not some huge news, but some news that I think is going to draw some conversations. Earlier in the week, we talked about possibly JM getting the start, and we got a lot of kickback on that. But I have some ideas on what's going to happen. Hearing the gaffer talk about J-Rod's injury and Dobbo. So, anyways, thank you for coming in. Please smash a like on the video. We are 251 subscribers away, or 249 subscribers away, I think it is, from our goal of 2001 by the end of the season. We can get there. I know we can do it. That's 50 a game. That's 50. Sorry, my math is off. That's 50 every game. So can we do that? Yeah, we can do it. We'll figure out a way to do it. But thank you for coming in. And sorry about the time change. I do have a job. I was at Netflix and I needed to go to Netflix, and things changed. I might have to do some things later. So I figured I would just do it now. So cue Bruce for the you changed it on me while I was riding home on my bike. So I really apologize. But yes, I do have a day job. I apologize there. Anyways, Leap and Sarah's here. Kelly's here. Drew's here. Glenda's here. Ted's here. Ruth is here. Marie from SoCal, recovering from her surgery, is also here. And it's all about just about to walk into PT so I can catch up a few minutes, but I'll finish after PT. Good. And Michael Pierce is here, and he's working and listening. But good to have you in. Yes, good show last night. I really enjoyed that too. I really enjoyed the conversation, just like breaking it down with the boys, just kind of going through after, Wrexham not getting enough breathing room as we possibly would, but it's not going to happen there. And they talk about the odds, and we'll talk about that. That's actually in our conversation today. But the first thing I want to get to, there's an article today talking about Jay Rodriguez and his injury. Parkinson was having his say. I'm going to read this to you. Parkinson has an injury update now. Everyone's going to be carrying injuries at this time of the season. We have 5 games left to go. I think it's a balance of how much you push and what's the balance of the team. What's the balance on the team chemistry? Because I think our chemistry is absolutely superb right now. And those of everyone getting on me about dropping Macca, I know it's not going to happen. I'd like to see it, but it ain't going to happen. So you know what? I can park all that stuff. I'm able to compartmentalize that stuff right there. But talking about the injury updates for the players. Excuse me. This is at the leader. Jay Rodriguez is not serious. Injury is not serious, and the striker could be available. So that's the tagline here. Could be available when Wrexham continue the promotion challenge against Wigan Athletic at 4:30 in the morning for me. It's 12:30 kickoff, as we all know. But he's 35 years old. Goes on to the article. Parkinson was asked here. He says, ask about J-Rod, and he said Jay had a bit of a tight calf, which we knew, not too serious. But when you're at that age of 35 and you've been playing for this long, you at a high level, your body. Can I push it? Is it something I should just nix? There we go. Especially after going down 10 men, why risk it? So very smart for him to come off, not to push it. We need it for the run-in for the season. Moving on, Parkinson said we got him scanned right away on Sunday, and it's only very minor. So probably a little bit of tweak. He also goes on to say we just keep monitoring it this week as we progress. Obviously, Fletcher came out and replaced him. He played, I think he played about 34 minutes in the first half. So he played about, 55 minutes, which is probably 25 minutes of longer than he usually plays. But he says, everybody's preparing to be involved. We have some good options, said Parkinson. Now, we all know unchanged 11 is probably the first choice, which is fine. He also goes on to say, I'll talk about Dobbo in a second, but let me take on this one right now. So I talked about earlier in the week about possibly putting JM in that role. Now, it's a different role than the J-Rod has been playing. Yeah, that's basically the Palmer role is the J-Rod role, which was the Fletcher role. Okay, so putting JM in there won't possibly be the solution. Now, what I think is going to happen, what I think should happen, what I think is going to happen, I think he might start Fletcher. he might start. That's what I think is going to happen. Techie's in the house. What pie should I try on Saturday in Wigan? Well, give us the options and let's go. And Welsh Techie, I've been asking you to come on for the last 3 nights. You've been here. You haven't come in. I'll drop it in. You come in and we'll talk pies all night. So just let me know. You come in. Say, get me in. And I'll get you in. But okay. I think he's going to start by the looks of it. He said, he will be available. We have good options. So he's obviously not committing to not starting J-Rod. Okay. He's not, but unchanged 11, I think it can go. I think it can actually go unchanged 11. I wouldn't be surprised at all. But I also think that he could start him. So I don't think he's playing mind games with anybody. I think Parkinson's not going out to play mind games. Hey, I'm not going to start J-Rod. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think he's going to go, and I think he will push for the unchanged 11. And I think that he'll if it's not going that way, he's not going to start JM, even though I thought JM took his goal very well. Came on the other night, and he was absolutely just covering every blade of grass. Speed, low profile, great strike for that goal. Basically the opposite of what Smitty did. But I think he'll go, and I think he's going to start. If he can't start J-Rod, I think he's going to start Fletcher. I think that's what I'll do. I know because he has enough in the tank in the background that he can go and do that. Maybe J-Rod's got 30 minutes of it, but we'll see. I see you, Sean Bartlett, talking about Mullen. I'm going to talk about that too because there's an article here about Mullen talking about from Andy Morrell with his update there too. Champions Elector here. The Champions Elector here. What's going on, John Morrow? How are you? Why is this all changed up? Who changed my settings? This is what happens when you give keys to Ken. He just F's it all up. You know what I mean? Ken just F's it all up. And Techie says, what pie should I try on Saturday? Well, always go with a meat pie. Always go with a meat pie. And Sean Bartlett said, I have a feeling Mullen will be on standby on the bench. I'm going to cover that in a second. And Robert Gaz, what's up, Gaz? How you doing? Says the Wigan kebab. Well, I don't know what that is, but there you go. Anyways, I'm feeling generous tonight because you know what? I don't care. I want to do that. Is this another episode show or is the 3 p.m. episode moved up? Okay, Kelly, did you miss? Sorry, everyone gets on me. I have a job too. I moved the show up because I might have things to do later. If everyone wants to get on my shit because I moved the show up, I'm sorry. I try to do the best to hold it, but I had to go to Netflix. I might have something to do later, so I moved the show up. And you know what? I might do a later show on with the guys too if they're around. So there you go. Look at all the content we try to provide to you. But can we just not give me that much crap for moving shows sometimes? I know everyone wants to plan, but still, the day job sometimes comes into play. I'm sorry, but yes. And I might do a show later on. And now, if anyone wants the show later on, if the boys want to do something, we might do something later. I knew it would come to an issue here. Jesus H. John Hill says Mulls has the most flexibility of all our strikers. Makes sense to bench him. Listen, John, good shout by the way. I don't think Mulls is in any contention. I thought at some point he would be, but now that I'm like, these guys aren't playing. He didn't play on the weekend, and in the reserve game. I don't think Palmer played. Mo Fall played, and I'm still hoping that we get promotion early, that we can see him play. But the longer this goes on, it's the hope that kills you, and the hope that I'm thinking that he's going to start ain't going to happen, or at least he's got a bench ain't going to happen. I'd be shocked. Right now, this is about that 18 that he feels comfortable with, going the 70 minutes, making the changes, and doing our business and actually securing 3 points. So on that note, I think that I don't see that happening, but I would happy to see him on the pitch at some point down the road. But as far as the J-Rod thing, Parkinson's not committing to not playing him. Parkinson's not committing to starting him or not. So we shall see. We shall see what happens. But Mo Fall did play he did score also in the reserves. Guess it was reserves. I don't see Mullen, in my opinion, getting an opportunity on this weekend. He's got to go with JM, who has been on the bench before anybody else. Going back to the meat pies, Gaz says meat pie in a barm. I don't know what a barm is. What's a barm? Bread bag buttered. I think that's what it is. In the ground, aren't Wigan pies. Oh, there you go. And congrats to Birmingham. Yeah, the Champions Elector here, by the way. The Champions Elector here. What's going on, John? How are you? Champions Elector are here. CR in the chat. By the way, the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, Jesus H. The Discord. If the Discord was a 24-hour station live, oh my God, it wouldn't stop. I wake up to so many conversations, especially with the opportunity to talk about next year, possibly going to the championship, the transfers, out of control. CR is one of them as well. Yeah, I think you are right that Fletch is next up after J-Rod. He's trying to maintain continuity, nothing to knock them off stride. No, I think you're right. That continuity might be there. Getting that balance right, I think he'll probably start Fletch because here's the also that to that conversation. He's saying we got 5 games left to go. How much you got in the tank? You know, and Fletch is like, I could do 50. I could do 55 for sure, and just managing his running, managing what he's doing. I think Fletch can handle it. I think Fletch is the best option. Fletch is the best option to start, if not J-Rod. In fact, I think Fletcher is better than J-Rod. And, obviously the managing his minutes, I think that's possibly there. So I think it's going to be Fletch. Leap and Sarah still loves you, not as much as you love Ken. Not on you. Asking a question, please don't get mad. Just asking. No, I'm not mad. I'm just, but I get a lot of crap for sometimes moving shows. And I want, I also want to get to do the shows too. Trust me, I wanted to get here and talk to you all. But like I said, I was at Netflix for like 2 hours this morning. I thought it'd be longer, and I thought I would I might have to do something later for work. But yeah. Wait, this isn't your day job? No. Not yet, but we're working on it. If we can make it our day job, we'll do that. We're going all in. Nikki D's in the house. Nikki D's, what's going on? Our number 2 Alabama guy at this point. He's lost his luster. He's totally lost his luster. And Dr. J, should have called you Dr. J, bruv. Do you think Mullen was left out of the reserve game to potentially make the bench? No, because he would need minutes. SDJ, Dr. J. He would need minutes. But happy to say, like I said, I dropped it in there. People want to have a chat tonight. Open stream. As I'm watching PSG and Aston Villa right now. Ruth H, no one is getting on your crap. Take a breath. It's cool. I know. Thank you, Ruth H. You shut your beautiful mouth. Moles is the Messiah. He can walk on water and then turn into Wrexham lager. He could. I love it. I love Moles. I just don't think he's going to be on the pitch. Hip Karma's in the house too. I don't expect to see Moles on the pitch until the postseason. I think if we go up early, Hip Karma, he's going to make an appearance. That's it. So we'll stick on this too. Ted agrees with me. I agree that Fletcher is better also. Don't know if he has the fitness for the whole game, though. Yeah, but he's not going to play the whole game, Ted. You know what I mean? He's not going to play. Not going to play the whole game. But true that. I think Fletcher's the best. Is the best of that role. He is, honestly, he's probably our best player. Fletcher's probably our best player, all-around player. He doesn't play all those minutes, but I think Fletcher's probably our best player. Josh, I ruined Nick's life. I know, I'm sorry. And I don't think they're going to risk any injuries in the reserves to people who might play in the league games. I know, yeah. We have this very tight window here. We have this very, very tight window. So I agree. But if J-Rod, after hearing the reading, if J-Rod's not 100% fit, I think he's going to start Fletch. But I don't know. Or otherwise it's unchanged 11, and that's fine with me. And Leap and Sarah says Fletch to start would be okay, but we can't depend on his last minute header for win. No. I think that's the best way to use him, Sarah. I do. I think it is the best way to use him. But if it's all ifs, buts, and maybes until it happens on the day. If that happens, I think that he'll go with what is working. I think the JM role, I'd like to see it. I think the JM role is mimicking the Smitty role. But if he's gonna go for it, we have 5 games left to go. And yes, Fletch is a great impact player. But I think we're at that point he'll risk Fletcher getting that starting position. And knowing that he can manage his own body to make it to the next 4 games. Now it could be 3 games. You don't know. If we go up. What do you see coming in for? Who do you see coming in for Fletch with the same impact? Oh, well, we don't have that impact player. We don't. It'll be J-Rod. Maybe J-Rod can only do 20. You know what I mean? So then you just swap out the roles. Even though Fletch did play 60 minutes or whatever it was the other day. And John Hill says, if Fletch start, we will be up 7-0 halftime, and we can go take it out. Absolutely. Go up 7-0. I mean, I think I pick 7-0 for this game, too. And Ted is laughing, and Hip Karma says, I hope so. Okay. On that, in the same article here, too, he goes and talks about Dobson. Now Dobson came off on the weekend. Was it halftime? Halftime. He came out of halftime. Off the halftime, he had a huge gash. Techie said he said about 3-inch gash. I think, as he saw it while he was at the match, about 3-inch gash. Nothing particular. Nothing. No. I don't want to say something. Nothing structural. That's just managing a cut. So they didn't sew it up at halftime. They just took him off for precautionary reasons. So in this article, Parkinson, they asked about Parkinson here. Dobbo was able to continue after receiving treatment, and it was a bad gash. It was a red card for sure. Stitches and a smile. There you go. Never trust stitches and a smile, my friend. There, Techie said it was stitches and a smile. Okay, so Dobbo, Parkinson said Dobbo had stitches. Has had stitches in his shin, but he won't be training the early part of this week. Interesting part there. Now, I don't read the articles until I come on with you. So let's hear about this. Dobbo's had stitches in his shin, but he won't be training this early part of this week. Interesting point there. We could have stitched him out at halftime, and he stayed on. He wasn't that bad, but we were making changes anyway with Dobbo having blood coming out of his shin. It was the right choice to bring him off. Parkinson said he also had an illness to contend with within the ranks. I think Techie also said he was popping painkillers. I don't know if those were painkillers or something, if he was battling an illness, whatever that could be. So maybe that's why he was popping pills. Maybe it was, I don't know, Dayquil. Who the hell knows what he was taking? I don't know if you want to take that before going on the match, but he was popping pills. He had an illness. He said Sam Smith was ill towards the end of last week and has had a couple lads miss training yesterday due to illness. So there's got to be something going around. Parkinson went on to say, last one here, we have to make sure this week that we have as many players available for selection as possible for the weekend. So now man management comes into right there. We have to make sure that this week we have as many players available for the selection as possible for the weekend. Well, obviously we want to do that. We want to go on, and he wants to have his, honestly, if he had his druthers, he would go and change 11, 100%. So if Dobbo's not playing in the training in the beginning of the week, the option would probably be Elliot Lee. So does this make any? I don't know. Make us nervous at all? No. Listen, I'm going to jinx it right now. Wigan don't score goals, especially at home. They score more away than they do at home. This one, no games are easy, but if Dobbo can't start as well, Elliot Lee is a great choice to get in there. I think Elliot Lee had a really good game coming in. It looked like he's getting back to fitness, sharpness. Yes, he did miss the sitter, but I'm not going to take that on. That's just sharpness. But he looked confident on the ball. Look, he was calling to feet all the time. I know you see Harry Ashfield call to feet. He was very active. So Elliot Lee, I would probably say if Dobbo can't play or can't start, I think that's what we're talking about here. If Dobbo can't start, he's got 30 minutes in him for whatever reason. And if J-Rod can't start, he's got 30 minutes in. Then you're going to go to Elliot Lee, and you're going to go to Fletcher. Those are my thoughts. What say you? John Hill says, oral painkillers, which Dobbo took, really aren't a concern. I used to live on them at the end of the season. Oh. John Hills, did you play professional? I'm totally asking a dumb question. He's going to tell me to shut up. John, did you play professionally? Did you play? Tell me. Tell us a little bit about your origin story. Let's go. Did I miss something? Anyways, I used to live on them at the end of the season. It's when you need injections to play where questionable. Okay, fair enough. Dr. J says, once you stitch that leg up, he's going to want to rest and not tear it open. Yes, risk infection. Absolutely, for sure. Josh, bite your tongue. Don't. I just can't win today, can I? Hip Karma's all over me, too. I love you, Hip Karma. Hope you're well. Good timing for this. Another good timing for you for the weekend as well. Hip Karma, you haven't called into the show in months, years. It's been years. Stitches won't open up if protected. It's stronger. If anything, don't worry. I played rugby with several under my chin. There you go. Yeah, right here. And I got hit by a rock right here, actually. Thinner shin on the shin with the stitches hold the bleeding and potential damage back. I'm not sure. Premier League rugby. There we go. John, why didn't you say this earlier? Look at this. Who'd you play for? Rugby league or union? There you go. And at the Wickham's ground. There you go. Okay. So that's what's going on there. Obviously, the Sam Smith thing, he did score on the weekend. He looked good. Sam Smith is such a, it's just revelation, just an absolute revelation. He's an absolute baller. I really like his game. He works his ass off, he celebration. You can see he's soaking it up in the sun, and good on him. He came here for a reason. And also, by the way, shout out to Reading again. They have another person going in to try to buy another person trying to buy their team. They're in negotiations now. No, it's not me. I wish it was me. I would buy Reading tomorrow if I could, because I think they are a fantastic club and what they're doing is great. So keep an eye on Reading when they go through again. I'll get James back on to talk about that too. I'm actually rooting for them if they get into the playoffs to maybe go up as well, because you know what? Go get after it to their owner, who's actually just shit the bed on them. You want to see them do good, but I think Stockport might be the one to watch out for. John Hills is the Sheffield Wednesday of Fleetwood. There you go. John Hills, ex Sheffield Wednesday and Fleetwood. There we go. I mean, I can Google it right now. I don't know. The Falco. Pain heals, chick stick scars, glory lasts forever. Who wants the ball? Let's link up. You want the ball. You know what it is. You know what it is. Someone's in my chat here. Who's yelling? 1 second. Someone's going to yell at me right now. Watch. More yelling at Josh. Esteban says, oh, that's very sweet. That's very, very sweet. I'll leave that one to the privates there. Okay. Not the privates, just the privates. Okay. Moving on. The Replacements is a great movie. Yeah. You got to have heart. You didn't have heart. There you go. Okay, let's get to some more stuff here. Now, on this stuff we were talking about, and I did drop the link in if people want to come in and say, hey, I'm feeling very generous because I did F up the times. You know what I mean? So there you go. Always happy to do so. Sorry, I am half working at the same time. Jesus H. Okay. Another one here that I thought was very interesting about Andy Murrell's message to Paul Mullen. I thought this was actually really cool, but I'm going to bring it up because I want you all to see it. Andy Murrell offers insight to Mullen's Wrexham struggle. Andy Murrell, he's been on the show. He's a great commentary and a fantastic lad. Andy Murrell has urged Paul Mullen to keep training hard in case he gets a chance during the Wrexham run-in. Now, I've been saying, I know we're not kind of jumping around. I've been saying he might have another opportunity, and then we just called for it too. If the opportunity for Mullen to get on the bench or start, if J-Rod can't go. Interesting here. This is kind of going, kind of linking the show together. Obviously, the best transitioner here, by the way, in the game is, as we all know, is Rousey on Rousey's Wrexham Roundup. So we know that. So not as good as transition as Rousey, but it does go right there. Also, if you haven't listened to Rousey and Welsh Techie's 2 hour and 20 episode was fantastic. I listened to it on my walk. Go do that and go subscribe to Rousey's Wrexham Roundup. He's lift himself up, going back in, doing good work there too. And also go subscribe to Eat More Chips too. That's it. The transition piece, what I was talking about here. Andy Murrell has offered a little bit here. He's got to Paul Mullen about him coming in training and going on and staying fit. So let's see what he has to say. Andy Murrell, Red's favorite Morale, says Mullen just has to keep working hard and hopes he will get his turn. It's been very difficult for Paul Mullen. Quote, this is Andy. I wonder what he's thinking at the moment because he's not anywhere near it, really. It's been said that the door is open for him to get back in the team, and Rodriguez goes down, another injury. You just don't know who's next in line. That's exactly what you're talking about today, too. J-Rod goes down. Maybe Fletch can't go, that 65 minutes, 70 minutes that we want. Doesn't want to start JM. You never know. He goes on to say Andy Murrell, and he's a player. He knows what's going on. He knows how things work in team-wise. Be fit, be up to preparation for opportunity, just like everything in life. So I think that's what the moral of what he's saying here right now. He goes on to say, he'll have to keep training hard, and it's so difficult to do with your mentality. But Jack Marriott has done it, and he did. Jack Marriott did do it. He was out of the team, and he worked hard and got that little chance to get back. And so you've just got to keep at it. Smith and Rodriguez have started every league game at attack since their arrival, with Fletcher and Marriott in attacking options as a substitute. Although Rodriguez is forced off, this is where this is all coming up. So he's basically talking about what we're saying here too, connecting the dots of the articles here and what the conversation is that prep for opportunity, who's going to start. I still think it'll probably be Fletch, but maybe he'll make the bench. I don't know. He goes on to say, with all the strikers who have featured in the recent weeks, all finding a net at some point, Morelos says Parkinson has justified in his selection. Now, I agree with that. The quote goes on, his preferred pairing in those two, which is Smitty and J-Rod, he thinks that they work well together. And they do. They do different jobs. Smitty stays on the shoulder. I'm going to pull this down, by the way, because that's not sexy. Smitty stays on the shoulder and tries to go on the break. And J-Rod's been dropping and doing a little bit more defensive work and hold-up play. Parkinson has been justified in this. And we got a little cagey there because they weren't scoring goals. Remember about 2.5 weeks ago, we were like, wow, Smitty hadn't scored a goal. And I think Matt Al was like, for $2 million, we got one goal out of the two of them in 5 games. And it talks about, you got to talk about, like, these two guys have never played together. Okay. Smitty played as a single up top. He's not used to playing in a pair. And then J-Rod coming in and learning a new team as well. So all that had to take time. It's not like EAFC, where you come in and all of a sudden they fit and fire. So that I was always willing to, like, give it a little bit of time. He goes on to say, I thought Jay started Sunday's game really well. This is the other game. He was on the ball Saturday's game really well. He was on the ball more, and we've seen him, and he had a couple of shots as well. So hopefully the injury to his calf is nothing too bad, and it's just a not because that seems preferred pairing at the moment to start games. Then obviously you got Fletcher coming on for cameos and Marriott around as well. It's good to see him come on and score again. Talking about Marriott, last one here. While they are scoring, he's just fully justified picking them. Talking about Parkinson, all the strikers are scoring and really starting to fire at the top end of the pitch, and it's true. But the motivation there for Mullen is to, you never want anyone to get injured. But sad to say, Mullen had his chance this year. Unfortunately, Mullen had his chance. And didn't quite do it. And we give the pass, and I don't mean that negatively. You give the pass because he hadn't had a preseason, 2 for that matter, and he's coming back in and trying to do bits. Although at the end of the last season, he was really good. He's one to help. He totally helped us go up, and he will have a statue one day with 110 goals so far. So you got to say, it's probably very frustrating, very, very frustrating for Parkinson at this point in time. Sorry, not for Parkinson, for Mullen at this point in time, because he wants to be out there and he want to contribute. I think anyone that has been part of this, Andy Cannon, Palmer, they all want to be part of that too. To that point, I think it's a little bit more. I think it's a lot more interesting to see that the Palmer dropping role rather than the Mullen dropping role, because Palmer, I think he played every game and all of a sudden was gone. It was like the rug was pulled out. So I would say, is that Hip Karma down there? She is down there. Let me just finish this thought. I think it would be more interesting to see that Palmer has completely gone off and not been in there too. I'm doing it. I'm bringing her in. Who's this? Where'd you get my number?
Some random person from Australia. How are you?
Yeah. Oh no. How'd you get this number? I thought delete.
You really shouldn't go out to those kinds of nightclubs, Josh.
I know. Well, my nightclubs are day clubs. What's going on? How are you?
It's morning for me, and the dogs are out for the next 10 minutes or so. So I thought I would come in and say hello quickly, give you some support. I know you came a little early, but it is fine.
I know. I just got a very nice message from somebody too. Just FYI. Thank you. That person knows who they are. Thank you very much. I'm reading it as we do. Yeah. Sorry. Sometimes my days are moving targets. I want to get on and do things too, So, but that's what happens when you try to do. I try to keep a schedule as best as possible.
I hope it was all good at Netflix, even if it was shorter than you expected. So I continue to wish you success in everything you do.
Thank you. No, and I'm one of your biggest fans. So there you go. But I'm happy you called in. To that point, the Netflix is fun. But oh god, PSG just scored again. How are you? Talk to me. What do you? We haven't talked in a bit. How are you seeing things going? And we got 5 games to go. Are you feeling optimistic, or are you just on the fence?
We have 5 games to go, and I'm feeling really optimistic. The only thing that worries me a little is the assumption that we're going to go up. And I am concerned for those who are looking at it as if it's a fait accompli, that they will be massively disappointed if for any reason there is an unexpected reversal. Now, I don't see that reversal happening. I do see us going up. I think it's really likely that we are. However, I would suggest some tempered expectations just in case shit hits the fan, as has been known to happen. Where is that word?
That word is new, but I like it. All right, I'm like screwing this up there. How I've gone to the point where just, you know what, I want to lean into it. I want to just say, you know what, we're going up.
Josh, Anthony, you have been leaning into it since essentially the beginning of the season, and I haven't. And I have gone through this with tempered expectations and very little sleep on the weekends, trying to watch them.
Well,
yes.
Selfishly, you and Ken get the good times this weekend, last 2 weekends, and I don't like it one bit. I don't like it one bit at all.
Oh, world's smallest violin.
Yeah, it's very small.
Smallest violin playing for you.
How small do they get? How small do they get?
Very small.
Very small. Very small.
So,
yeah.
What do I think that we're going to do? I do think we're going up. I think, from my perspective, although you changed it, you and SCJ Dr. 03 or Dr. J03.
Oh, Dr. J. Yeah, it's got to be Dr.
Is that
J.
first?
Yeah. Where is it? This one up here? Yeah, Dr. J.
That's right. So it might be that if we win early, if we secure automatic promotion early, that Miles goes on the pitch. I would like that. I would really like that. I would also, in fact, like if Palmer goes on the pitch at that point for recognition, particularly if we loan Palmer out, for example, over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, John Merrill. one game at a time. That's how I play it at this point.
You think that's how Birmingham City were doing it? No, they were going to win the league.
No, Birmingham City were doing it 25 million at a time.
Oh,
that's how they were doing it. And we're going to have to, if we go up, we're going to be doing even more than that, I suspect.
Yeah.
More than 25 million. What was it we were suggesting? Around 40 odd?
Yeah.
Four times the current salary?
Yeah, 4 times. Which, you know what? Awesome. Great. It's not my money. I don't care. Let's go.
Fair. See, this is why you go to an all-you-can-eat buffet, isn't it?
Exactly. But I would get a salad at the buffet.
True. It's the dressing. It's the dressing that'll get you.
Blue cheese. Yeah, I love it. Love
not something we have a lot of, blue cheese dressings in Australia. We really don't do that much.
Oh, really?
But we are digressing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, we shoot the rehearsal.
This is true.
It's true. Yeah.
And if we're talking shooting the rehearsal, this is a pretty good script, isn't it? This season.
I mean, the bad guys were closing in. We had the Dark Night of the Soul. We've had everything. The
heroes getting injured left and right.
Yeah, hero has comes out of it, and a new hope. All the stuff. Right now, we're in that last 20 pages of this script. We really are.
Mm-hmm.
We really are.
Which means it's going to get worse before it gets better.
No, that was Dark Night of the Soul.
All right, so we're in like the denouement, the wrapping up.
Yep.
Nice. Let's look at it as that. Let's look at it as wrapping up. However, even if we're thinking of it in that term, one game at a time, and that's the way Parky thinks as well, to plan to succeed. What's the next game?
Yeah, reading, just hearing on that too. Who would you go with if J-Rod can't start?
It's a challenge. It really is, because I adore Fletcher, and I fought for Fletcher even last summer when people were going, he should retire, and I said, no, we need him.
We need a little Fletcher in our lives.
If we have Fletch start, Mofar's not had enough experience, although quality to him for getting a goal in reserves.
Yeah,
maybe he will be considered for that. I mean, in terms of the bench, you have to have JM on it again.
Definitely.
He's just firing now, and that goal will have just upped his confidence right at the time where it can make a huge difference.
Impact player.
I don't see Palmer getting back on that bench this season.
Mm-hmm.
So you're either looking. Pardon?
Well, I'm going to go full Transformers. There's more that meets the eye. There's something else. I'm going to go with that. I mean, he was totally like gone, dropped. He's not even.
Yeah.
And he's that role. Yeah.
I think that may indeed be the case. Not that I know anything, but it wouldn't surprise me if it were.
You know stuff. You know stuff. Oh, I hear the doggies. They're like, Ma.
Yeah, they're outside. My dogs go out in the mornings at specific times because the wonderful old deaf dog next door comes and barks at our fence and sets them off. And so I have this agreement with the neighbours, which is why in a couple of minutes I'm going to have to go mute and call and get them back in again. If J-Rod is capable of playing 20 minutes, because he didn't limp off, and it depends on the nature of the injury, but if he's capable of playing 20 minutes or so, I would start Fletch and put J-Rod on at either half-time or with 30 minutes to go, depending on how we're going.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's what it'll go to. I think that's what I'll do.
I think so. I'm interested in whether he is going to let Dobbo stay out and rest him for a match.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Techie saw the gash. He said it was about 3 inches. They didn't sew it. They didn't stitch it. He's not playing. He's not practicing he didn't practice. What is it? Saturday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You got a week to get stitched. I don't know how long stitches you can get in. I don't know how bad it was, but what do you? If it's got to be Elliot Lee, I think that would come in. I mean, he obviously we all know he would go unchanged 11. That's what I was thinking earlier. But Elliot Lee plays a different role than Dobbo.
He does, and for that reason, I was also thinking, what about Evans?
He hadn't played. Evans, these guys have played. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't think we're at risk of giving up goals, to be honest with you, on this weekend. And I'll jinx it, but I don't think we're at risk of it. They do not score at home. I think they score better away than they do at home. They just don't score at home, which I'm happy to hear about. Let me look them up real quick. This is the balance of why Parkinson's genius is there, So, and he'll figure it out, and we'll be like, yeah, and it'll go the way we didn't think it was going to go, and we're like, sure, I'll give you the stats here for them. Their highest goal scorer is Dale Taylor. He's got 9 goals, assists at 7. Theo Asgard, he doesn't play there anymore, but I'm trying to see goals 4. Overview. I mean, they're not a good side. They're really. I mean, they're gonna stay in the league. But they're not a good side. Excuse me. Sorry. I thought I muted my phone. You still there? Oh, she's letting the doggies out. I'll get to some of the chat here. Moles missed the reserve game. No, he didn't. He didn't play in the reserve game. I think she's letting the doggies out. There you go. And why jeopardize J-Rod for 20 minutes rather than let him heal properly? I think so, but Ted, at this time right now, I think it's like risk management all over the place. Risk management there too. But we're at the business end of the season, so there you go. JP Lamb against Wigan, possibly Dobbs can rest, whereas Ken and his call for his Wonder Boy. JP Lamb, I hear you, but it ain't gonna happen. I don't think. Super Paul Mullen coming to win a game, which would be huge. I'm just not buying it. Yeah, me too. And roll the dice and play Smitty and Marriott from the start. Fletch on his late sub. I would do that too. I just don't know if he'll do that. Sean. I don't know. Yeah, and everyone, congrats to John Merrill. They won. Great. Who cares? There you go. Hipcar, you back?
I am back. Yes, congrats, John Merrill, and we shall see you next season. I hope we're going to have adventures together.
Yeah, I hope so too. Yeah, I showed the picture of Discord of Lee playing the J Rod against Exeter. Yeah, I did not think that Lee played the J Rod role well.
Agreed.
But I think that was a band-aid, and they were small band-aids. Yeah.
I do agree.
I agree with that too. Sarah, thank you very much. Please smash that like button, subscribe, and share. Yes, I know Ken's not here. I understand, Sarah, but thank you for putting that out there. We get it. Thank you. That's great. I think Ken's probably still sleeping. We're trying to get his beauty sleep.
It is 4 o'clock in the morning in Perth.
Oh, okay.
So yes.
On that note, if this does go through with the team going down to Australia, you're gonna go over there and meet the boys with Ken?
Oh, definitely.
Really?
Melbourne is about an hour's flight away, so I am definitely going to be part of the group that goes down. Okay.
Will you manage Ken, please? He wants to do this hat thing and do all this stuff. I mean, can you just get him? You just gotta, take care of him.
He is a salesman. He is a salesman. Hats and promotion. Look at if you get a block of 50 local pundit hats sitting there filmed, I think it's going to look good for you.
Well, I mean, he probably needs upper management, which might have to be you. It might have to be you.
I didn't even know I was in the management structure. Look out!
You just got hired. You got to
be afraid, people. There's been HR hired. Look out.
It's over. Nick Haslam said 7 a.m. for Ken. Wake up, big fella. No, it's 4 a.m. 4 a.m. for him.
He's on the other coast. There's 2 to 3 hours difference, depending on whether there's daylight savings or not happening. And that finished.
Uh-oh. Sarah says Ken deserves some sleep. Being that good looking has to be exhausting. Oh my God. I'm blushing.
I love your consistency, Sarah. I love it. I hope the Australian accent at least contributes to your helping you manage withdrawals.
Yeah, please, gosh. Leap and Sarah, you got to come on sometime. Maybe you should come on now or when Ken is not on, so we don't have. I don't want to. I don't want to get in the middle of the triangle. Quickly, as I want to put out here too, as we're talking about this summer, the women's draw for this, whatever this tournament is, the HKFC has been drawn. The Standard Chartered Soccer Sevens. I mean, it's May 16th to the 18th, and the Wrexham women have been drawn down here. See it in the corner down here against Chonburi FC, an Eastern Thunder team. I have no idea what that means, but Brighton Hove Albion are in there, I guess. I can't make heads or tails of this, but I don't know if this is this right here. Hong Kong Football Club, TSLFC, Kitchi, and Wrexham AFC women are here. This is that. I don't know where this is being played. I was in Hong Kong. Sorry, Hong Kong football. So that draw did take place today. There you go.
That's exciting for them. I think that's brilliant.
It is.
It is. It's increasing exposure into Asia, which is a market they haven't really hit yet, I don't think, with with the documentary. So there's massive opportunity there. And look, again, getting them more exposure to different levels of women's football competition. I think they had a bit of a surprise at the quality of the women's competition last summer in the US. And I think they've taken that on as a learned lesson, and more exposure is only going to be good for them.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah, I was at the first game they played at UCLA, and obviously not lack of effort, but those girls the women that they played at UCLA is a traveling like ASO team or whatever they call it, and they were in the middle of their season, whatever, and they were all fit. Not that our girls weren't fit, but you could see it. But the exposure, playing on all that stuff is going to help out. So this will totally expand them. And let me put this to you this way too. What the women were over here last year exploring, obviously being in the United States, a lot of them have traveled to the States, especially California. What an experience to go down to this tournament and spend some time in, I guess it is in Hong Kong, I'm not sure. I'm sure it is. So what an experience for that. Yeah, Bruce. All right, here we go. I'm gonna. Okay, you take on this one, please. Bruce says, "I knew it."
You knew it, Bruce.
He was saying you're gonna move the show. I'm gonna hold my tongue, but you can explain.
He had a shorter and briefer meeting than he expected in the morning and moved it. I would only venture to suggest, Bruce, that at least it's still in your daytime. I woke up to this at 6:30 in the morning thinking that it was starting at 8. So I am not even vaguely caffeinated at this point.
I'm sorry. The day job has come in, and I apologize. I do the best I can. And John Hill says the Hong Kong Rugby Sevens is a big deal. This seems like a spin-off of football. Possibly. I'm not whining. He's laughing. I know he is. Bruce has good call-ins, by the way. I love Bruce when he calls in on the weekend after the games, and he's in his office, and he's got his tie on, and the bike is in the back. It's not a fake bike; it's a real bike. He generally is, in there. He does travel to work on the bike, and I love it. I think it's great.
I think that's brilliant.
And it's great. But yeah, that's the update. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I apologize.
No, that's fine. Moving back to the Hong Kong FC.
Yeah.
Sevens, I think it's exciting. It's an excellent opportunity. It's also going to challenge them to play in a different environment. Really, it's going to be they're used to humidity, but hot humidity is probably something that they're not used to. And this could be another lesson. So it was more dry heat.
Isn't that your winter though? They're in a different. How far is? Oh, here we go.
They are much closer to the equator than we are.
Okay.
And we're down under for a reason. They're much closer to the equator, so it is still going to be hot.
Okay.
I mean, I think Hong Kong's version of winter is slightly less hot and still very humid.
Yeah.
So it's going to be again a different weather environment that they're experiencing, as well as a different competitive environment. And that's exciting.
No, that'd be that's really fun. No, good. And it's the travel and then to see the world and do different things. Yes. And I think John says another thing. Don't forget Welcome to Wrexham gets released in Asia this year. Imagine a lot of cross-marketing of that part of the world. Yeah. And it brings a lot of money. It'll bring a lot of money to this club and a lot of exposure and things like that. And we're going to need it if we're going to go and get into the playoffs next season in the championship. I'm calling it right now. We're going to get into the playoffs next year.
I love your optimism. That's why you were an actor for how many years?
15, I guess.
Yes.
Maybe. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Determination and optimism.
I mean, got to get through that wall. Got to get through that wall. They're going to say no. Yeah. They're going to say
that's
no.
it.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to know what they can do until they get there. I do like the belief, and it's very fair, that there is a culture of winning in Wrexham, and that mentality is massive. And until we have go.
No, that's why I say they're built for this. They are built. We'll see what happens next year, but they're built for these last 5 games. We are built for this. 100%. 100%.
And you've heard the guys mention it in interviews. We've been here before. We know what it's like.
Yep. That means
it does.
Mm-hmm.
Does.
Every other team that comes at us, they do give an extra push for us. But we take the onslaught well, and then we just come back with our own style of play. We don't get to we don't play outside of ourselves. Even in the game yesterday I don't know what day it is. It's Tuesday. Even in the game yesterday, watching Wickham and Huddersfield got out of their own shell, and all of a sudden, boom, back in the net. Wickham are up 1-0, and the game's over. We don't usually do that. If we do, we're able to counter that. I would say 9 times out of 10, we're able to counter and at least draw a game or get back. But I think we are built for these scenarios, and I think that also bleeds from the top from Parkinson and Parkin of just this is what we do, and it's training and focus.
Yep, agreed. Mm-hmm. I think until we find out just what our team looks like, what our squad consists of, not what our team looks like. Let me correct that. What our squad consists of, at the end of the summer,
Mm-hmm.
we're not really going to know with confidence a reasonable estimation of where we're going. I would suggest, though, that a moderate hope is mid-table. I don't see us going down at all next season. Should we get up, we won't go down again.
I bet my mortgage on it. We're not going down next season. If we go up, we're not going to go on. Yeah. Sorry, hold on one second. We have the best squad to deal with this run, but there we go. Hold on. Sean on not his Red Horde account, by the way. He's at work. He's doing.
That's his legit account.
That's his legit. See, that's friendship right there. That is friendship. Here for the distraction of the dulcet tones in the background while typing away.
Oh, I should leave then, because I don't know that an Australian accent's ever been referred to as dulcet.
I can use a nice word. I don't want to get in trouble, but I like it. So there you go.
Thank you kindly.
Yep. See, I held back on that.
I'm still a subscriber, Sean. However, I will remember that you didn't call my tones dulcet, just Josh's.
Yeah. Well, yes. Sean, you better make up for that. You better make up for that, Sean. Noir. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I love it. Very good. It's good to see Sean. By the way, go subscribe to the Red Horde Wrexham AFC podcast. He does I don't know if he does weekly shows, live watch-alongs. Does the Who Are Ya, by the way, as well. Does that very well. Helps us all out to see what the other teams are next year. If we go up, he's going to have to do a lot of Who Are Yas, which is great. So go check that out. We were also on Whilst Techie's 100th episode together with Jewbeards, with Rousey from his Wrexham AFC podcast. Lots of fun stuff. A lot of crossover out there. And we'll do a lot for the summer too.
His live in Wrexham was awesome as well. So I hope you do some live in Wrexhams while you're over there, wandering around or just hanging out with some of the crowd.
I cannot wait. Although, spoiler alert, while I was at Netflix today, something might happen on the 24th, and I was like, that's the day I was going to fly out. So I don't know. We'll see. But we'll see.
Can you change your flight to later in the day or early in the next morning?
I could probably go out the next day. Yeah. Or, we'll see. But if anything, I'll be there for the Lincoln game. We'll see. But it's all good.
You will get there. You will get there.
I'll make it happen. If you build it, they will come.
That's it.
They will come.
Favorite sports ball movie.
Yeah. If you build it, they will come. Paul Kelly says Sean looks 10 years younger with no beard. Here, let me bring it up. I'm trying to make it bigger real quick. Can I do this? Classic, minimal, block. Where is it? Classic. There he is. How's that?
Look at that.
Look at that. That's good stuff right there. That's really good stuff.
That's a legal professional right there. That is.
Yeah, that looks good. I like it. I'm in. Well done. Well done. Yeah, that's awesome. But I prefer to say Merida.
That's called a smart man.
I know. Well, to that point, I like my goatee, and Annie said, "Don't ever put that thing on your face again." And so I've been shaving down.
You are a wise man, Josh.
Yeah, you've chosen wisely.
Yes.
Before I know you got to go because you got the doggies out. What do you see happening? Goal. I'm going to give you. I'm going to give us a lineup and also give us a score for the weekend.
So if it's not an unchanged 11, it will be J-Rod in the 11. I agree. I do believe that we will win. I would like to say 3-1. And the reason I say 3-1 is because I'd like for Wigan to get at least one goal at home for them. But
what about our goal difference?
For us to win comfortably.
What about our goal difference?
If I've got us at 3, that's goal 2. How many more games do we have to clear this goal difference of 3 that we have?
4.
Five.
Why would you give? Okay, go ahead. Okay, sorry. It's your dream or nightmare. Go ahead.
You asked me, and I am telling
I know.
you.
All right. That's on me. Go ahead.
I'm not that vicious about some things. I'm vicious about that.
Okay.
No.
All right, fair enough. All right, so 3-1, 3-1. Who's
Oh,
scoring?
Sean's asked you a question.
I know. I was holding it till you finished your dream scenario. Also, is enforcing your hand, we doing a season review day? Absolutely, Sean. Let's do this. 100%. Let's do it. Sean, we'll be doing a season review talking about going up together. Let's do it. Who else should we bring in? Should we bring in Techie? Should we bring in should we get some do we invite some of the other guys? What do you think, Sean? I don't know. We'll put it in the chat. But yes, 100% Sean, I'm in. Count me in. Done. And it's never a hand force. Absolutely. It's a date. Wear something pretty. Well, it can only be as pretty as the as what Techie did wear with just his bow tie. I don't know. Done. We'll connect.
Are you trying to compete with Techie's bow tie?
I don't know if I can. I have chest hair. I don't know if he does.
I'm wondering.
Done. We will connect. Awesome. Yeah, that's on the books then too. Bruce also says 3-1 as well because superstitious reasons I don't pick Wrexham with clean sheets. Okay, fair enough. I get it. And Ruth says for the meeting, bringing the whole gang. And Plymouth says, "Good day, folks." And Welsh Tech says, "Can we meet his rider requirements?" I don't know. Do you have a side rider on your deal memo? I don't know. Techie, let us know because we have thong requirements for you. Yeah. And Gaz says, "Need as many clean sheets as possible. Need to get a better goal diff." See you go. Gaz is going in too on you. And last words from Sean here. He goes, there's the word. Whole gang. Got to do the whole gang.
Love it.
Love it. Okay. All right. Well, I'll get you out of here. I know you got working. You got to do some work for the doggos. And you're HR and you're also upper management for the Australian tour, correct?
Yes, seems so.
Good.
Because Stace is HR for the Northern Hemisphere. Clearly.
Yeah. Done. Fair enough. And producer Ann's just boss of me, literally.
Well, yes.
Yeah, of course. All right. Well,
all right.
Thank you for coming in. I will talk. Make sure you call in on the weekend because it will be a good time for you.
It will be a good time for me.
Okay.
I will.
All right. Good to see you. Those dulcet tones. Those noir.
Good to speak to you.
Oh, good to speak to you too. All right. See ya.
Bye.
Bye. That's Hip Karma coming in and on request, which is great. All right, let's see what we got here. Listen, we got tomorrow's Thursday. Just give an update what's going on. Tomorrow is Thursday. There will be a Wrexfast Cup tomorrow at some point. Maybe I'll grab somebody else to come in too. Apologies for the change up today. I did have a meeting. I apologize. I try to keep things as close to time as possible. Tomorrow will probably be in the morning though. So we'll do that. And then we'll build up to the game on Saturday. Obviously it's an early doors game. So just give you that update too. Here's the rundown too. Game day build up is happening. I think it's going to go off at like 3:40 in the morning, my time. Live watch along for the game. And then Rextra time call-in show. And then maybe now that I know you're there, Sean, maybe we link up for the last couple games of the season for the Rextra time show, and we figure out a way to get this all back together. It was really the post 90s. We'll try to figure that out. So just going to throw that out there too. If we can make all that work, we'll see. But for Rextra time, we'll be there, and then Wrexham Reaction. Also too, Friday I will be at More Better interviewing Brian Swarberg. It's going to be a recording, so I'll probably be out. I think the meeting's at noon. I'm going to go down there. I'll do a vlog for it, so that should be a lot of fun at More Better. I don't know who else will be there, but just going to see Brian. It's going to be very exciting. So if you have anything, do you want me to ask Brian Swarberg about More Better, about Welcome to Wrexham, about everything? Let me know, and I'll put it in there as well. There's that, and then we'll do a preview show with the boys on Friday as well. So yeah, lots to do in the next couple of days. 5 games left to go. It seems like a long season, but yeah, it's coming up quick. It's been a lot. It's been a lot going on, which is great too. Sean says, "Let's talk." All right, cool. Sean, we'll talk. We'll figure that out because I know maybe we get the big community going there too. It'll be awesome. be awesome. So we'll figure that out. Techie says it all begins with 500 brown M&Ms in a brandy glass. It ends with 5 live tigers acting out the fantasy of the Casablanca. Techie, I love I like it. I'm gonna hang out with that guy. I can't wait to grab drinks with you in Wrexham, by the way. How many Lincoln stick can you need? That many. John Hills. That many. John Hills. If I can do that. Awesome. All right, let's get everyone out of here. Also, go subscribe to Sean's show. It is the Red Horde. He also does a watch along too. So go check that out. And if we can make Rextra Time post 90s come together for the end of the season, that'd be fantastic. We'll do that too. Leap and Sarah says she's going to call in soon. She's going to please do. Yes, only when Ken's available too. And ask Brian about Ryan Rodney Reynolds about the Memorial Park. Gone very quiet. Okay. I know. I thought there was something on that. I'll ask. I'll see what's going on. Message me. I'll see what I can do in the interviews. Gaz, good to have you in. Guys, you got to come on too at some point. And you're a stylish short. Oh my God. This is why I'm like Ron Burgundy here. I'll read anything that comes up. I'm not going to read that. Okay. Please smash a like, share out. Thanks for coming in. On our way to 2,000. Okay. We got 248 left to go. We can do that by the end of the season. So thanks for coming in. Good to see you all. And on that bombshell, we'll see you all soon.